किसको सर?
नीतीश को नहीं जानता?
हाँ हाँ।
जुमला देखा से अच्छा, हम लोग ये प्रॉब्लम ऑफ डिफाइनिंग यूनिवर्सल, सॉरी, प्रॉब्लम ऑफ यूनिवर्सल डेफिनेशन ऑफ मैरिज तक किया, वो हो गया। किसका स्ट्रक्चर बनाया था? नहीं, डिस्कस तो किया था, उसका तो अंत कर दिया था डिस्कस। लास्ट में फंक्शन भी तो बोला था। उसको कंक्लूजन कैसे लिखेगा? दिखाओ। नॉट वर्किंग मतलब व्हाट इज नॉट वर्किंग? सब कुछ तो वर्किंग करना चाहिए। चला गया क्या?
नीचे रहेंगे क्या?
इज दिया, कैन नॉट दिया, एक तो हटा यहाँ से। देखो, बी क्लियर कैन नॉट बी कैटेगोरिकली डिफाइंड, मतलब डिफाइन किया भी जा सकता। सही नहीं लिखा। ये एडवर्ब है ना, दे मेक थिंग्स कंफ्यूज, सब कम इस्तेमाल करो। जो ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश में एडवर्ब कम इस्तेमाल करो। तो कहाँ चला गया था? तो लंबा लिख गए। लंबा लंबा
काट सकते हैं।
ये सब जरूरत नहीं।
तो काट दे सर, ये जो एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट का नाम लिखा है। ये भी गलत है सर, एक शॉर्ट फॉर्म लिख दिया। चल सकते हैं सर।
इतना रिलेवेंट है। उसके बाद थोड़ा सा एक्सप्रेशन थोड़ा ठीक करना, ये उतना काम करना।
सारी 5 लाइन का तो होता है।
हाँ।
4 लाइन तो लिख सकते
अब अगर कंप्लीट है तो एक लाइन में लिख सकते। थिंग्स शुड बी कंप्लीट, ठीक है ना? ले आओ ले आओ, जल्दी ले आओ। अच्छा, ये लास्ट में क्या लिखा? डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ मैरिजेस आर डिफाइंड एंड आर एक्सेप्टेड यूनिवर्सली। फिर शुरू में लिखा है यूनिवर्सल डेफिनेशन मैरिज इज नॉट पॉसिबल।
मतलब कंबाइन नहीं है ना, अलग अलग, जैसे कि मोनोगैमी को हम बता सकते हैं क्या होती है, पॉलीगैमी क्या हो सकती है।
तो ठीक से लिखेगी ना, सोच तो अच्छा लिया, लेकिन एक्सप्रेशन तो कुछ और ही लिखेगी। जो सोची है वो सही है, लेकिन जो लिखी है वो गलत निकली है, कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिव। एक बार बोल तो एक्सेप्टेड है, एक बार तो एक्सेप्टेड नहीं है। तो ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए ना, कंक्लूजन में कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना चाहिए ना। देयर शुड बी कंक्लूजन, नो कंफ्यूजन। और नीतीश कुमार सुशासन बाबू सुशासन, अभी क्या कुशासन हो गया क्या? लिखा नहीं। चलो देखो, nowadays in interview they are asking this question, define marriage, and you know most of the students they give answer as it is written in the topic of universal definition of marriage. They simply answer to this question, marriage cannot be defined. Now tell me, those are sitting in the interview board, they are not necessarily from anthropology discipline. They may be common man, somewhere they have read that marriage cannot be defined, somewhere. So if you tell them marriage cannot be defined, question will be raised. Why not? So answer to this question in such a way that they can be satisfied although they are not from the anthro background. देखो, our concern is universal definition, है ना? Not definition of a particular form of marriage. So if you want to define marriage in a particular society, it can be easily defined. But when the question comes for universal definition of marriage, it is not possible. Because forms of marriage vary from society to society. forms of legitimacy vary from society to society. Therefore, a single definition including all these forms and legitimacy cannot be possible. So, answer should be, thus, universal definition of marriage is not possible because of various forms of marriage and various forms of legitimacy, which cannot be incorporated into a single definition. However, marriage in a particular society can be defined. समझा? और ये शिवा ने यही लिखना चाह रही थी ना, तो देखो जो लिखा, that doesn't express what you're trying to say. समझा? ऐसा नहीं है, we cannot define marriage. We can define marriage in a particular society, but the concern is not definition of a local marriage or definition of a marriage in a particular society. Your challenge is to have universal definition, which is not possible. समझा? It is. Yeah. So your answer should be in the interview board. Marriage in a particular society can be defined, but a single definition including all forms of marriage across the world, that cannot be defined. अगर ये जवाब देगा तो उसको समझ में आ जाएगा. अगर सिंपली बोलेगा मैरिज कैन नॉट बी डिफाइंड, तो आंसर सी सही नहीं. मैरिज कैन बी डिफाइंड, लेकिन लोकल मैरिज, नॉट यूनिवर्सल फॉर्म. समझा? तो जो भी लिखेगा क्लियर लिखो. अगर conclusion is supplemented by confusion, it will be counterproductive because it is the time to give marks. देखो, introduction should be forcing the teacher to sincerely check your copy. So if it is good introduction, that can force evaluator. And conclusion is the time to give marks. Marks आप कब देते हो? See, when examiners are giving marks, they do not count point, sub-points individual. It is overall impression, how you have written overall. So if conclusion is effective, it leaves last impression better. And he is also a human being. So if you are writing conclusion in an effective manner, definitely it will help in scoring good marks. So do not write wrong conclusion. Try to write effective conclusion. Okay. And conclusion is essential. You cannot end up any discussion all of a sudden. Suppose you are in conversation with your friend. Your friend leaves you all of a sudden. Will you be satisfied? बोला क्या आदमी यार बीच में छोड़ के चला गया. So it is like answer without conclusion. See, you are in conversation with evaluator. So why you stop writing unceremoniously? You cannot be appreciated. So this is a common perspective. And every discussion should be formally ended, which is called conclusion. तो स्टूडेंट लिखते नहीं है, लिखते तो अच्छा लिखते नहीं है, मार्क्स कम हो जाते. देखो, for introduction and conclusion, 10% mark is earmarked for both the part. 10, 10, 20. So for a 10 marker, 20% means only 2 marks. It may not matter to you. 2 marks में क्या फर्क पड़ता? But think as a whole. 20% of 500, 100 marks will be automatically deducted from your total marks. So you will be left with 400. And answers without introduction, without conclusion cannot be a good answer. Because body can be written by mugging up. Introduction, conclusion cannot be done. So, because introductions are not given by any book, conclusion is not given by any book, because these are based on question, and books do not know the question. So it is believed that introduction and conclusions are created by the students themselves. And a student who cannot write introduction and conclusion, he doesn't have good level of understanding. And it is all about understanding they want to see from you. तो इस दोनों जगह पर अच्छा करेगा ना, तो you can easily score 300. और यहाँ पे खराब करेगा, it is entirely a matter of discussion of the evaluator. तो भाई जो इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं लिख रहा, क्या लिख रहा है, रट उठ के कैसे लिख दिया वो, तो आपको कितना मार्क्स देगा? एंड यू विल बी इवैल्यूएटेड आउट ऑफ 400. 400 में कितना बेहतर लिख सकते? First of all, without introduction, you cannot write good answer. So 400 में 200 में उतारा जाए. Okay, so write introduction, conclusion every time, and you practice it, you can improve. ठीक है. अभी नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, प्रोस्क्रिप्टिव रूल और इंसिस्टेबल. दोनों सेम है. So, prescriptive rule is not a rule of marriage. It is a rule related to sexual behavior. So, what is this rule? Prescriptive rule prohibits sexual relationship between close relatives. ठीक है, which is called incest taboo too. What is incest taboo? Incest जो है, it means sexual relationship between close relatives. Incest. Taboo means prohibition with religious sanction. Because if something is simply prohibited, it may or may not be followed. Because people do not fear of prohibition. If prohibition is provided with a religious sanction, then people blindly follow. Because everyone fear of God. That's why in tribal societies, in societies in general, things are not simply prohibited, things are taboo. So as religion is associated with prohibition, people will blindly follow. So incest taboo means prohibition on sexual relations between close relatives. You know, all sexual relationships do not amount to marriage. That's why I told you prescriptive rule is not a rule of marriage. And that is why I did not refer to prescriptive rule to marriage based on rules. So there are only two rules, so two types of marriage based on rules of marriage. These are prescriptive rule and preferential rule. So that is the reason why I didn't mention. This is an important topic. It has been asked several times. Meaning of incest taboo. Claude Lévi-Strauss. Mr. Keshav Rai, don't teach me how to teach, and I cannot teach as you wish. ये कौन सा तरीका है आपका? है? Teach little faster. ये कोई तरीका हुआ बोलने का? कभी सुना किसी को ऐसे बोलते हुए? Have some manners. ये कौन सा तरीका है? So do not write again unnecessary things. This platform is not to teach me. It is your first class. You do not know the subject at all. And you are teaching me, teach faster. No, you can't request like this. This is my prerogative. Who are you to instruct? If you have any problem in understanding, ask me that question. You can't tell me how I should teach. Yeah. First time someone is instructing. So behave like a student. Don't try to be teacher. See, again, don't teach me. I know what I should do. ये कौन सा तरीका है? This is your first class. You do not know the subject. You have not listened to this topic ever in your education. And you are telling me, teach in this way, teach in that way. Again, come down. I know what I should do. I am not teaching first time. I have been doing it for the last 16 years. So, दोबारा ऐसा मत लिखना आप. I am not speaking from the teleprompter. It is a teaching, not speaking out news. हम देखेंगे आप कितना बेहतर लिखते हो. लिख लिया. So what is incest taboo? You know, who is the close relatives? Incest taboo is prohibition on sexual relationship between close relatives. Is there any definition of close relatives? So it varies from society to society. For example, in Muslim society, only members of nuclear family are close relatives. And beyond nuclear family, they allow sexual relations because they practice cousin marriage. But for Hindus, you know, we consider members of a clan are close. because it is believed that all members of a clan have descended down from a common ancestor. So that means they are brother and sister. So they cannot marry. So it is a society specific, that concept of closeness which varies from society to society.